Better.
Coming up next, the growing serious healthcare issue in central Pennsylvania, especially for new moms.
We face a crisis in rural healthcare.
Plus, a Penn State student is in desperate need of help after a devastating diagnosis.
It's a whole new way of life that's horrible.
And looking back at a spectacular day this week when people across the state came together. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon. I'm Alexis Philatris.
And I'm Abby Shashute. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, a growing crisis in parts of Pennsylvania. Mothers in rural areas having trouble finding health care. Reporter Caroline Quick takes a look. In this year's state budget address, Governor Josh Shapiro talked about a growing problem in Pennsylvania, a rural health crisis.
We face a crisis in rural healthcare. In the past 20 years, 33 rural hospitals in Pennsylvania have either reduced services or closed completely.
In particular, maternal health care in rural Pennsylvania is especially suffering.
Pennsylvania, again, is very similar to other states in terms of what we're finally getting recognition for, which is a maternal health crisis.
Lisa Davis leads Pennsylvania's Office of Rural Health. She says many in healthcare don't want a rural lifestyle.
And so I'm talking about decades. It has been challenging to recruit and retain healthcare providers in rural communities, especially physicians, and most especially specialists.
Penn Highlands Elk in Elk County is closing its labor and delivery services in May. That leaves 6 counties, Elk, Cameron, Clinton, McKean, Forest, and Clarion, with no birthing hospital. That's an area nearly twice the size of Delaware.
They have to get so far. So we're going to start to see moms having more babies in hospitals that aren't equipped.
Sarah Nealis, project manager for the Pennsylvania Perinatal Quality Collaborative, says the closure comes down to staffing shortages and money.
There's a certain number of births that they need to hit to essentially break even. And so these hospitals kind of look at it as this is costing us.
The closure could leave mothers and babies at risk. Telehealth, traveling obstetric care, and doulas are options being explored to help fill the gap. I'm Caroline Quick for the Center County Report and Penn State's News Lab. As rural areas continue to decrease in population, it's likely more hospitals will close labor and delivery services.
A medical facility in State College has announced its doors are closing soon. BioLife Plasma Services plans to close its downtown location next month. The building will be torn down and replaced with a luxury condo hotel. The last day to donate is May 31st. After that, the closest location will be in the Pittsburgh area.
Pennsylvania Turnpike officials are warning drivers to watch out for an Easy Pass toll scam. Some people are getting a phishing scam by text asking for personal information and money. They look like this and claim that you have an outstanding toll on your account. If you get one of these texts, ignore it. You can check your account online to find out if you actually owe anything. A change in leadership is coming to the Bellefonte Area School District soon. The district just hired a new superintendent, Dr. Roy Rozalski, will replace Tammy Burniford, who was retiring in June. For the last 11 years, Rozalski has served as superintendent for the Edgewater Park Township District in New Jersey.
The Pennsylvania primary election is now less than 2 weeks away. Monday was the last day to register to vote. Here's a look at who's on the ballot come April 23rd. The top of the April 23rd primary features a preview of the November race. President Joe Biden has already clinched enough delegates for the Democratic nomination as he runs for a second term. Former President Donald Trump has also won enough delegates to wrap up the Republican nomination as they both set up a bitter rematch. In the Pennsylvania U.S. Senate race, incumbent Bob Casey is running for re-election. He's held the seat since 2007. On the Republican side is his challenger Dave McCormick from Allegheny County. He lost a Senate primary race 2 years ago. In the Attorney General race, Democrats have 5 choices, a selection of Jack Stolzheimer, Eugene Despasquale, Joe Kahn, Keir Bradford Gray, and Jared Solomon. Republicans can choose between Dave Sunday and Craig Williams. They are all looking to replace Michelle Henry, who replaced Governor Shapiro in the job last year. For Auditor General position, Democrats have 2 choices, Malcolm Kenyatta and Mark Pinsley. On the Republican ballot is Tim DeFore. State Treasurer hopefuls include Democrats Ryan Bizzarro and Erin McClellan, and Republican Stacey Garrity. In the 15th District congressional race, Democrats have Zach Womer from Center County, and on the Republican side, it's longtime incumbent Glenn Thompson, who's been in Congress since 2008. For state Senate in the 25th District, only Republican Chris Dush from Jefferson County is on the ballot. And in the 35th Senate District, Republican Wayne Longer Hulk from Cambria County is on the ballot. On to the State House in the 77th District, Scott Conklin from Rush Township and Republican Marie Liberizi from Ferguson Township are in the primary. In the 82nd District, we have Democrat Paul Takak from College Township and Republican Therese Holland from Benner Township. And in the 171st District, on the ballot is incumbent Republican Kerry Benninghoff from Center County. Polls are open on Election Day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
It's been 4 days, but people are still talking about the spectacular solar eclipse that crossed much of the country this week. Thousands traveled to Erie, which was in the path of totality. Reporter Eric Morris was also there.
The 2024 total solar eclipse brought an estimated 250,000 people to Erie, Pennsylvania. The city was in the path of totality and featured many viewing and educational events.
I think it's a learning experience, not only for the students here, look at this incredible crowd here, but really for the entire region. It's been great.
At Penn State Barron, Darren Williams gave an hour-long lecture to community members about the science and the rarity behind the total solar eclipse.
Just observing and paying attention to the sky, that's something that a lot of us just aren't doing these days. We're tied to our computers and we spend a lot of time indoors, and even when we're outside, we're not looking up.
In Center County, cloud cover didn't stop a Medlar Field record crowd of over 8,000 people from attending Solarfest. But it did keep many from being able to view the eclipse directly. The solar eclipse has been a privilege to cover, and our coverage has now reached totality. Reporting from Earth, I'm Eric Morris for the Center County Report.
If you missed it, you can watch our special coverage from the eclipse on our Penn State Belisario Student Media YouTube channel.
The State College Women's Club has been around for over 200 years, and it's still finding ways to give back to the community. Tyler Gallagher had a chance to visit the club this week.
Joyce Kerr has been a member of the State College Women's Club for 56 years, but she says the times are changing, and membership numbers aren't what they used to be.
People are getting degrees and they don't feel that they have to volunteer. You think of this community, this is a very unique community in Pennsylvania.
Down to 22 members, Kerr says the club's volunteer thrift store has been its main source of fundraising. And even in tougher times, it's a way to give back.
This past year, we had, I think it was, we gave $1,000 to 6 different organizations such as Meals on Wheels, Park Forest Preschool.
State College resident Bobby Siegel has been coming to the thrift store since the early 70s, and she says the volunteers keep her coming back.
Well, they're committed. Look at how long they've been here. They've been here for years, and they never lose their spark. They just love it here.
Even as some volunteers work more than 1,000 hours a year, Club President Carol Palmer says the people make it all worth it.
Our goal here is to try to achieve the best possible lifestyle we can for the club members, for the community, and the individual people in our community.
In State College, I'm Tyler Gallagher for the Center County Report.
The Women's Club thrift store is open every Thursday from 9 to 3:30 p.m. on South Allen Street.
We've seen more rain this week. When will it clear out? We'll check the 7-day forecast.
Plus, how a planned medical procedure came out with terrifying results for a Penn State couple. Now they're looking for help. Also coming up, the State College Food Bank office opens their doors after a big move. We take you inside to see how the location will help their mission.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, keep your seat up there. Anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The State College Food Bank has been helping people in Center County for more than 40 years. Now with the new location and even more room, it begins a new era. Reporter Reagan Phillips is there live with the story. Reagan?
Thanks, Alexa. The food bank moved into this 18,000 square foot building on Gerald this spring. One of the goals is to give clients more of a grocery store pickup setting instead of the prepackaged food boxes.
Just last week, the State College Food Bank opened its new building to a long line of customers. Executive Director Elaine Beck says it's a big help for their big picture plans.
This building not only allows us to have a bigger open client choice pantry like our old building, but we also are able to now work more as a hub and distribution site for other feeding pantries to help support other programs throughout our area.
According to the Center County United Way, about 15% of the county's 57,000 households are classified as living below the poverty line, and those numbers are rising in all demographics.
It is a wide variety. I cannot pinpoint one age or demographic that is coming here. Hunger knows no age or race or gender. If you're hungry hungry and need food. So we're here to help all.
The food bank is also helping Penn State students facing food insecurity.
We do see Penn State students, and we're seeing a big increase in students that we're serving, but we're also partnering more closely now with campus and the Lions Pantry and the Advocacy Center on campus to get students here who need help.
State College Food Bank's old building was 5,000 square feet. The new facility is almost 18,000 and is housed in what used to be an old roller rink. It bought the property for $1.3 million.
This new food bank has bigger pantry area, more distribution hours, and upgraded storage and work areas. Live in College Township, I'm Reagan Phillips. Back to you.
Thanks, Reagan. Now the story of someone looking for help in a much different way. Jessica Heisey reports.
Jennifer Armitage and Janine Schutz of Luzerne County have been together for almost 30 years. They married in 2015.
It's just me and Jen.
Both worked as EMTs for over 20 years together. Now, Jen is a Penn State World Campus student, but 1 year ago, their lives changed forever. When Janine went in for a knee replacement, she came out with heartbreaking news.
She was in and out of the hospital last year, pretty much all summer.
She was diagnosed with NASH, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, which resulted in liver failure along with other complications like encephalopathy.
Basically, her liver hijacks her brain. Just the toxins and everything take over, and she has no clue as to what's going on.
Janine needs a liver transplant and has been on the waiting list for months. The wait includes trips to a Philadelphia hospital for testing, surgeries, and checkups.
She's on all these medications. Like she mentioned, she can't drive, so she can't really get out of the house and do anything. It's a whole new way of life that's horrible.
Janine and Jen say they hope to find a living donor who's a match.
The success rate for living donors is extremely high because you're not as sick when you get the organ.
Janine relies on MELD scores to tell her how she's progressing.
Hers right now is a 17. And it goes anywhere from a 6 to a 40. The higher your number, the sicker you are.
April is National Donate Life Month. It aims to raise awareness and encourage people to become donors to help patients like Janine.
Life's too short, and I don't want to die. I'm only 64, and people say that's old, but it's not old.
Janine says she wants to get better to see her nieces and nephews grow up and enjoy other milestones. Until then, she waits and hopes. In State College, I'm Jessica Heisey for the Center County Report.
You can register to be a donor online at Donate Life PA or contact UPenn's Transplant Institute.
Well, if you've been out and about at all today, you know that it's been a gray, dreary, rainy, and windy day for many of us on our live camera here at Beaver Stadium. Earlier on, when I was looking at this camera, I thought I had found the one patch of blue sky that was up there, but now even that has been covered up by clouds. A temperature of 55 degrees right now as you head out the door. But that wind is gusting up to 21 miles per hour, and that could be a concern as we head into later today and even into tomorrow as well. So it will continue to be a dreary day and a windy for blue and white. You're going to want to stake down those tents and keep that in mind as you head out for any blue and white tailgates or festivities you may have. We're even looking at a couple of thunderstorm chances as we head into Sunday and the beginning of next week, and we'll time those out for you in the 7-day. On the radar satellite, you can see the heaviest band of rainfall is now moving off to our north and east. We have your rainfall moving in from the west. Right now here in State College, though, it's mostly scattered showers. Like I said, a few peaks of sun in the clouds in there, but for the most part, you'll see scattered showers continue on and off throughout the afternoon hours. Winds will definitely continue to gust throughout the afternoon hours as well. We're gusting over 20 miles per hour in State College, Johnstown as well. We're at 20 in Williamsport, and I think those winds will persist through to tomorrow as well. So will the rain persist through to tomorrow? Well, the good news is I think it'll clear out by later on this evening. You can time it out here in the Futurecast. The heaviest or steadiest rainfall arrives late overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow morning, while you're asleep, there may be a little bit of mixing, maybe a few flakes falling, but in general, that should move out well by the time we wake up and it won't accumulate to anything. So really, you won't even notice, right? By the time most of this precipitation moves out of here, and then we're stuck with mostly clouds for the majority of blue and white, maybe even a few peaks of sunshine by the time we get into later after the game as well. Sunshine sticks around for the late afternoon and evening hours, clearing out for your Sunday as well. So how much rainfall by the time we're all said and done? Well, over a quarter of an inch here in State College, but I think the heaviest amounts will be off to our west. Now, if you can hear it in my voice, allergies are something I've been contending with this week. I've been hearing a lot of people have been contending with them as well. Tree pollen, that's been high here in State College, and that's the one that's been doing me in. Grass pollen and ragweed are both low as well. So for today, 52 degrees, dreary and rainy with those gusty winds. This evening, those winds will persist, a low of 40 degrees. And then tomorrow, when you're heading out to the blue and white game, expect 40s for tailgates in the start of the game, 50s by the end of the game, with maybe some peaks of sunshine in there. And take a look at the rest of the 7-day forecast. Chilly for blue and white, but temperatures jump up for your Sunday. The sun comes out, and that sun is going to be the fuel for maybe even a few scattered thunderstorms on Sunday as well. So that's something we'll have to watch pretty closely.
I am hoping for that sun. They weren't kidding when they said April showers bring May flowers.
No, absolutely. Definitely going to keep that jacket and umbrella handy.
And stake down those tents for blue and white as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Now to Ethan with our weather.
Coming up in sports, a record-setting night for Penn State baseball and for hot dogs. I'll tell you what that's all about soon. And your chance to see the new additions of the Nittany Lion football team. We'll preview tomorrow's blue-white game next.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
I'm Ethan Zaretsky with sports. Anticipation is high in Happy Valley for tomorrow's annual spring football game. The blue-white game returns to Beaver Stadium with plenty of new faces on the team. Reporter Justin Chevalella is live at Beaver Stadium with more. Justin?
Well, thanks, Ethan. Last year, Penn State's blue team won 10-0 as the defenses, then led by Manny Diaz, dominated the day. But tomorrow, inside of Beaver Stadium behind me, the expectations are competitive.
Penn State's blue-white game serves as the culmination of spring practice. Tomorrow's scrimmage will feature players broken up into two teams that Coach James Franklin says are built to keep the game competitive.
I'm just kind of breaking it up, trying to make it as competitive as possible. So strategically putting guys on both teams that I think the game has a chance to be competitive.
Even before the rosters are broken up, this spring has already proved competitive. Associate head coach Terry Smith says the offense and defense have been balancing each other out.
It has been balanced, like the
today's practice. There's certain periods we keep score, and I think they won two, we won two, and it's just back and forth, and that's how it needs to be. For us to have success, we both have to carry the pendulum at some point.
Regardless of tomorrow's outcome, Franklin says his two new coordinators, Andy Koltelnicki and Tom Allen, have helped cultivate the competitive environment this spring.
Andy's personality and his confidence, I think, has been big. I think Tom is continuing a tradition here of playing hard, physical defense and running to the football.
Koltelnicki and Allen are just two of the many off-season changes for the Nittany Lions. After tomorrow, we'll see those changes in action August 31st at West Virginia.
Tomorrow's Blue White kicks off at 2 p.m. You can catch all the action live on Penn State Com Radio. Reporting live outside of Beaver Stadium, I'm Justin Chevalella. Now back to you, Ethan.
Thanks, Justin. The Penn State men's volleyball team returns to Rec Hall today after a sweep in Charleston last weekend. The Nittany Lions are 19-6 on the season and undefeated in conference play. They host George Mason in the regular season matches. Catch coverage of the games on Com Radio. From the court to the diamond, Penn State men's baseball is in Indiana for a big conference series starting this afternoon. The Nittany Lions are coming off their most attended regular season game of all time on Tuesday. In a 12-2 win over Fairleigh Dickinson, nearly 5,000 fans at Medler saw the Lions pound out 15 hits that day. Fans also saw a food record broken at the game. They ate more than 6,100 hot dogs during the latest Dollar Dog promotion. That beat the old record of 5,200 set last year. Dollar Dog Night has exploded in popularity at Medler Field, and Penn State has sold over 26,000 hot dogs this season. To high school baseball now. State College is back in action after multiple games were rained out over the past week. The Little Lions lost 14-11 on Monday to Altoona at Community Field, but bounced back with a 5-4 win over Redland last Wednesday. State High is now 2-2 on the season, 1-2 in conference, and will face Cumberland Valley this afternoon. That's all for sports. Now back to you, Abby and Alexa.
Wow, that's crazy. Over 6,000 hot dogs? That's a lot of hot dogs.
No, absolutely. Maybe we'll break the record again next Dollar Dog Night.
Hopefully. Thanks, Ethan. Coming up next, one local hotspot is celebrating an important milestone with the community this weekend. Now that's after the break.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
A local business is celebrating its 1-year anniversary this weekend in Boalsburg. Bowl City Brewing has been celebrating all week. The local craft brewery and beer garden was started by owner Gordon Kaufman and master brewer Mike Smith. They've even released a new brew called Oolong Saison. The brewery plans a pig roast tonight as a part of the birthday celebrations. That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us next Friday for another local news update.
And you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X. And you can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a great afternoon.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Coming up on After the Whistle, District 6 high school sports battle Mother Nature